Okay, so let's see here. How to start.
Good evening. Long time no see.
Long
How are
time
you?
no see. Are you interviewing me? This sounds great. Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good too. I haven't seen you for probably 2-3 years.
2 or 3 years, could be. Probably 2 years, yeah. Last time I had a house party, yeah. Not the last time, but I had a house party at that time. So, yeah, I'm Brent in Japan, and this is Yi, also in Japan. And I remember, do you remember how we met the first time?
I can't remember. Is it a party? Is it like you were doing a live show in some bars?
No, I actually hit you up on Facebook because you're a friend of Lawrence. Something you put on Facebook that he liked or whatever was about the Tony Robbins thing. And I thought, wow, someone who actually, because you went to this Tony Robbins seminar in Hawaii. So I thought, okay, not only did this person go to a Tony Robbins seminar for like a whole weekend, because that guy is crazy, right? He's totally nuts. He's out of his head. But you also flew to Hawaii to do it. So I thought this must be a really like goal-oriented, motivated person. So I wrote you as like, hey, like not trying to pick you up, but I'm really interested that you went to this Tony Robbins thing. So then we met in Umeda. We had lunch at a galette place.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the first time, really?
Yeah, I think that's the first time we met. You were also good friends with that girl American girl who lived here for a long time. Peggy, yeah.
Yes.
You're also good friends with her, and we were mutual friends. So it could have been Peggy or Lawrence, whatever. And then when we met, you spoke so highly of Lawrence, who before that I thought was just a kind of weird guy with amazing Japanese, because I'd talked to him before. And it turns out both of those things are true. He is a weird guy.
He is.
But he's a good weird guy. Yeah. So I like to think that I'm also a good weird guy too. And so why did you do that Tony Robbins thing?
It comes to Lawrence, actually. Lawrence doesn't really, he's not like Tony Robbins. He doesn't really interested in Tony Robbins, but I think I was just a normal girl, thinking about works, worry about my colleagues. Lawrence was a very good friend, and I hang out with him a lot, like camping. But also, he is like my mentor at that time. I like, every time I have something in my mind, and like, for example, some girls not being friendly with me at work, and he will give me suggestions and tell me to think in a different way. Tell me to control my mind. Tell me to be not emotional. It really started to change the way I think about everything. I think that's the start of my improvement. Like I started to want to improve myself. And somehow Tony Robbins just coming to my YouTube channel, YouTube videos coming up more and more, and I started to watch his videos and what he's talking about. It's kind of aligned with what Lawrence told me.
Right, yeah.
And watching his event, it's really interesting to see how he gave advice to people on stage.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
To 100%, 180 degrees changing their mind. So there is one day on Facebook, I saw this advertisement that is not Hawaii, actually it's Singapore. I said, wow.
Oh, Singapore, okay. So.
It is called Unleashed Power Within, 3 days.
Yep.
I thought, wow, this is kind of close to Japan, right? I remember that was like Hachimon, 80,000 yen. Not that bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, that isn't bad.
That isn't bad.
I thought it was way more expensive. I thought it was thousands of dollars, like 300,000 yen or
Well, it
400,000
depends
yen.
on the event. That event is not that bad.
Okay.
And I never been to Singapore. Why not? So I just went there.
Wow.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, cool. Like I've always been really interested in the self-help stuff because, you know, when you're born, there's no manual that comes out about how to live, right?
Yeah.
But some other people smarter than me have figured out some things.
Yes.
And so you listen, read what they have to say, and then you can learn things that help you in your life. And there's a bunch of stuff they say that's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of bullshit. So you just don't follow that advice and you follow the good advice. So yeah, so I thought that was really amazing of you to do that. And then not only that, but you also are interested in like so many different things. So like, yeah, that Tony Robbins thing, and I forget what you were into at the time, but you've obviously learned Japanese, you've learned English, and you, I forget what you were doing back then. You weren't skating, but since then you've taken up.
dancing.
You were doing pole dance. That's right.
Yeah.
Because and that's another thing I love about you. You would put up your horrible pole dancing. It's like you're falling all over the place and you can't hold on to the bar and you're slipping and stuff like that. And you just put it up. And it was great because we could all see your progression. And you're not afraid to say like, okay, I suck at this. Check it out. And then, but you got better and better and better. And then every time, you know, I check it out sometimes, it's like, oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, that looks like pole dancing now. So, and plus, pole dancing is really demanding physically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you're an athletic person?
Sometimes I think like that.
Yeah. Because now you're doing figure skating.
I'm doing figure skating. Pole dancing, I don't know why. I think it's because I saw a friend's performance. It just looks so great. It's beautiful, and I love dancing. I love movement, body movement. I hate gym. I hate like just the simple movement.
Yeah.
So pole dancing requires, well, you will be more flexible. You will be more muscular. And it looks good if you can be good at it.
Yeah,
and
good.
It can be very cool.
The other thing I like about pole dancing is that women, get together in a group and they kind of support each other.
Yeah.
It's a very supportive environment.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't have much personal experience with this, so please tell me if I'm wrong, but you already hinted at this, that women tend to be kind of bad to each other sometimes, especially in workplaces or in some areas. Men, we tend to get along better when there's a problem. It gets physical, but women don't get physical. They get like psychopathic. They ruin each other socially and like on social media, and they undermine each other. You know, like their reputation. Stuff like that. They talk behind each other's back. Men do that too, but they say like, oh, that Yi, she's so blah, 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 blah. Sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I'm editing this now and realized, wow, I really didn't say that very well. If there were only some way I could go back in time and fix it, well, here I am. I don't know any men who solve their problems with violence. I think the last time I knew someone like that was in my hometown, where there's a lot of, what the fuck are you looking at kind of guys. Guys, I meant, talk or even argue about their problem and then they smooth it over. They're that confrontational. Women tend not to be as confrontational. That's all I meant. Now, back to the regularly scheduled program. So I like it when I see, like my friend Purvi, she does Bollywood with some students in Kobe, which you might be interested in, the Bollywood dancing. And the women all seem like very close-knit and all really supporting each other, and they all look happy all the time. And so yeah, pole dancing seems the same. So what do you think of my assessment of this? Like this, am I too happy at seeing women support each other? Am I wrong in that they kind of don't support each other in a lot of places in life?
I don't see women not supporting each other.
Okay.
From my side, people around me, people are all supportive.
Right. But you said earlier that you approached Lawrence about, things that were happening at work about women who were not being nice to you.
Right. That's a very good example. I thought she's not friendly to me. But what Lawrence say is that maybe it's not that, it's not what you think. She probably is minding her own business. She had a bad day about something else. But that's why she didn't talk. But I think, is there anything wrong with me?
Right, you were
Maybe it's
taking it
not.
personally.
Yes.
Right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a common thing. Like I do that too, and it's a lesson I'm learning more and more these days, that people think about me way less than I think they
Exactly.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, that guy's, he's probably worried about what I said at my party, and then, say, hey man, I'm sorry about what I said. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, happens all the time. Okay, so people might be wondering why we're talking so long about all this stuff. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with Japan, but I love talking to people in Japan who have different interests. And because I want people abroad, if they're watching this, thinking, hey, should I move to Japan, or what kind of life can I have in Japan? Yeah, you have the same life that you can have anywhere else. There's people like you and I who are interested in very different things. And if there's lots of things you can get into, and there's lots of people who are doing those things who will be supportive of it. And so, when did you come to Japan? When did you come to Japan, or from where?
20 years ago,
Okay.
2005,
And you're from mainland China?
from Wuhan.
From Wuhan. And, I've never heard of it. And
Don't tell me that.
and so it's your fault. Well, we're going to talk about this later. But Wuhan is what, the 5th largest city in China?
I'm not sure if it's the 5th, but it's quite big.
Yeah, it's huge, right?
It's called Chicago in China.
Oh, right, okay. Chinese Chicago, yeah. And tell me about, like, the difference between, obviously you didn't move back.
No.
So you prefer Japan.
Yeah.
And why? And, what happened?
I didn't decide that I'm gonna stay in Japan forever at that time. I was an exchange student the first time I came to Japan. It's like university and university. They're sister universities. They have exchange programs. So I came here for a year, having fun, learning Japanese culture. And I went back to China, graduate. But in China, it is very competitive to find a job. So I think I probably should come back to Japan, get a master's degree, and then go back to China. Probably where I can have a better chance to get a better job.
I see. But somebody who can speak Japanese and English must be able to get a pretty good job in China, right?
The population is so large. No.
I hear it's also okay. Well, let's leave that aside. But okay, so you got a master's degree also?
I got a master's degree.
In what?
In international economic management.
Okay.
International management.
Is that like a real valuable degree? Is it some bullshit degree?
It is a degree that will help you to find a job and secure your visa here. That's all I can say.
Oh, okay,
about
good.
it.
Because I can imagine that being really useful for business, not like English literature degree. Like my undergrad was
matter.
in music and
Every-
English literature.
Everything that we learn in school is old. It's old knowledge.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think only philosophy probably is useful. Other ones, it's better to learn all the time, like learn as the world's developing.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, my idea of what a master's degree is basically you're telling people, hey, I can pay attention for 2 years and read some difficult articles and write something. So if a company wants to hire you and say, oh, you have a master's. Okay, well, at least this is like a kind of serious person. They can go through all the stuff you need to do a master's. Yeah.
You had a better education.
Yeah, right.
That's it. That's what the Chinese companies will see.
Sure, yeah, I think everybody thinks that. And of course, if you have a difference between like two people with the same experience or this, similar or whatever, and one person has more education, why not choose that person? You know? I see. Okay, so have you used your degree in like your economics degree here? Have you worked as not economist, but have you worked as a like Zaidishi or management or accountant or anything? Have you used the degree?
Not at all.
Okay. So you got the degree and then you were thinking about going back to China with that degree, but then you stayed. Why?
Because even that, I just don't want to looking for a job. I think I'm just running away from hunting jobs. That's why I go to the school again. But the master degree is really very hard to get. And I don't want to be keeping the school anymore. And I have to get out. But I was not confident. Still not confident to fight in China. So I said, well, why not find a job in Japan first, get some job experience. Then that will be more competitive when I go back to China.
It's funny that you didn't think that it was that there was much competition in Japan.
No.
You didn't think so because you versus a Japanese person with the same degree, I might think like if I'm hiring people, I might think, well, I'll take the Japanese person, like because they've lived here their whole life, or they might speak Japanese better than the Chinese person. So, but you didn't find any problem in Japan finding jobs, like not much competition.
I'm trilingual compared to Japanese people.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah,
a lot of Japanese can't speak English or Chinese, especially. Yeah. And so, but you obviously liked it here. Can you comment on, unless you're afraid of a CCCP hunting you down, can you comment on the lifestyle in Japan compared to the lifestyle in China?
Yeah. So after having a job here, then I went back to China to visit my parents. Immediately, I felt this counter culture shock. That in Japan, everything's peaceful. People are kind to each other. There is a invisible distance between people.
Sure.
For every country, it's different. Japan is like this much. Chinese is this much.
Right.
I've been used to be comfortable with the distance like this. So went back to China. Everyone is like so close to me. I'm not used to it anymore.
Yeah, so like reverse culture shock. It's one thing I love about Chinese people because I've gotten along with every Chinese person I've ever met. Of course, all the Chinese people I've met have been here or in Canada. I haven't been to China. But every time I meet a Chinese person, they're always super direct. And I love that. And they'll just ask you like, are you married? How much money do you make? Like, why are you fat? And it's like, do you eat too much? So, and I kind of love that. And also I find that Chinese people, probably because of communism, Canadian people, probably because of like super cold weather, we have a kind of dark sense of humor. We have this kind of black humor. So that oddly, even though it's like west, east, our humor seems to match. Chinese people and Canadians seem to laugh at the same things. Any other reverse culture shock that you found when you went back to China?
I still feel it's still competitive in China, everything. From kids, when I was in school, everyone is competing the scores, exam scores. Right. You wouldn't tell your classmate, I didn't do anything. I was playing all around at the weekend, but actually they're studying. Right. It also, I've never.
Hold that thought. I got a delivery planned. Well, I don't know if we leave that in or not. People can hear what it's like to get a delivery in Japan. One thing that's amazing that I know doesn't happen in China is, it doesn't happen in Canada either. Whenever you order something, you can decide if you want it from 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4 or 5, 5 to 7, or 7 to 9 or maybe it's something like morning. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's morning.
Yeah.
12 to 2.
Yes.
2 to 6 or 2 to 4, and then, you know, yeah, like that. Anyway, okay, so as you were saying, reverse culture shock, you said competition is crazy.
Competition is crazy. At work, probably it's the same. I've never worked in China. I think that's why I'm scared of working in China, scared of finding a job in China. From what I heard from other people or from TV drama, it's like conflicts. People are so fighting with each other and competing. Money, make money. Even if you want to get married, you have to have house, you have to have cars to get married. People judging you if you are a good marriage, how do you say it?
Partner,
prospect.
Yeah.
They're judging your salary, your capital, if you have a
family.
house, if you have a house, have a car.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's nothing about love. It's just about all this status.
Right.
But in Japan, you have more freedom to do the things that you love to do without feel guilty, without feel I shouldn't do this.
Based on like what people think of your image, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that exists in Japan more than in Canada or something like that. But yeah, I guess compared to China. When you first came to Japan, did you learn things about China from an outside perspective that changed your thinking?
Oh, yeah. It was like 2005. I know nothing about Japan. I didn't really watch much.
This is crazy. Okay, so as you were saying.
Right. So I was exchange program student. So at that time, we have classmates that are coming from all over the world. I was talking to a Taiwanese. I couldn't remember what I was talking about. Something about China, just saying, this is. And suddenly he said, the brainwash, yes. I was like, what? Then I realized, exactly, all the information is from one source. That can be called brainwash. So then I heard something that I've never heard before about 1989.
Right, yeah.
Not really sure what it is, even now. But I know that there is something that many people in China don't know about.
Right, yeah.
So from then, I started to be more open-minded when I listen to something, hear something about China. I'm more open-minded. But in the other way, it doesn't mean that other people are not brainwashed by other media. So it's kind of the same. Even the history book. History books are made by the man who has the power.
Sure.
It doesn't mean it is true.
Yeah.
So all the information is brainwashed by some way. We don't know what is the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are some things, for example, like, the Japanese say that in like 665 that somebody went to China and then they brought back like Chinese characters or whatever. And then, okay, so the Japanese said that, but we don't know if it's true or not, except that there is some document in China that said somebody from Japan came over. And then so we know, like, okay, around the day, around the year and the basic event of what happened, we kind of know that, but everything else surrounding the story of it, we don't know. Or something happened in France and then, somebody in Germany wrote about it and somebody in England wrote about it. So we think, okay, it's probably true, but then we don't know the details of it. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's an interesting point. You can say like, oh, Chinese people are brainwashed, but like, yeah, so am I to a certain degree, because Canadians learn things, especially a long time ago, we learned things about Native Canadians. We learned things about the government or whatever. And now, 30 years later, there's a lot of evidence that's come out that things weren't like we learned it. Now, is it brainwashing? Were they purposely teaching us false information? I don't think so. So I think that's probably the difference between brainwashing and, you know, and just learning false things. In the case of a lot of things that happen in China and a lot of other governments, the United States is one, you know, other Singapore, Thailand, whatever. Yeah, they're purposely telling people false things, and then the people believe those things. You know, I had this girlfriend around 2000. No, I think it was around 1999 or 2000. I had a Chinese girlfriend, and we were talking, and something about China, like it was either the rape of Nanking, I think, because I was reading a book called The Comfort Women, about how Japanese used prostitutes from various countries and brought them with them to the front lines. And then that led to some conversation about like the rape of Nanking and how many people, and then, you know, about Mao's China and stuff like that. And I said things that nobody in the world would disagree with. I just said like, oh, well, Mao was responsible for the death of blah, blah, blah. And she said, no, he's not. I was like, yes, he is. And then to say, no, that's not how it went. The Cultural Revolution happened like this. And, you know, people didn't die. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people died. Like Mao is worse than Hitler and worse than Stalin. He killed up to maybe 20 million Chinese people. And this is like, everybody agrees on like 10 million. But some people say 60 million. Sorry, 60 million. Everybody agrees on 20 million. But some say it's 40 million or 60 million. Anyway, so we were dating, but she actually got really angry with me. She said, I can't talk to you anymore. And then, so I was like, okay, like, let's just go home. And, you know, like, and then, you know, I messaged her and then I said, like, you know, I'd really like to meet you again. Maybe we can just not talk politics or something like that. So we met again, and then, we went to Santa Mia for coffee, and she was like all kind of like bashful, looking down, and she was like, you know, Brent, I have to apologize because after we talked, I was really angry. I wanted to find out if what you said was true. And I checked. Yeah, it's all true. She said, I had no idea about these things about China, but I read like about Chinese people who exited China and wrote about these things and wrote books about it and newspaper reports, and people in Taiwan and Chinese Singaporeans who wrote in Chinese about all these bad things that the Chinese government is doing. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know much about China, but I know the Chinese government like sucks. I know these few things. And I should say again, every Chinese person I've ever met, yeah, got along great with, but the Chinese government can fucking go to hell. Anyway, so yeah, it was really interesting how sometimes people like leave China and then they view China from the outside and they're like, oh my God, I learned so many things that weren't true. You know, yeah. Oh, kind of interesting. You also did another thing as I liked about you is you did this Toastmasters.
Oh, yes.
What was that experience like? And why did you do it? Were you kind of a shy person? You're trying to get out of your shell or what?
That's after Tony Robbins. I remember there is a session that we need to write down like a dream board about what kind of things that I can't remember the details, like the dream board.
This is a Tony Robbins thing, right?
Tony Robbins thing.
Yeah, the dream board.
Yeah, I went three times actually. The first one is Unleash Power Within.
Right.
That is 3 days. I went to the biggest one called Date with Destiny.
Right.
That's a whole week.
Right. I think I met you after that one.
Maybe. That's Australia.
Oh yeah.
That's Australia. And that one, the dream board. Somehow they picked my dream board. And who's that person? Can't remember the name. He's Tony's great partner. He was reading the dream board on stage, my dream board.
That's a lot of pressure, right?
No, I got excited. What?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, but after, it's a lot of pressure because now you have to really do the dream board.
Yeah, it doesn't happen though. But at that time,
It's like, oh shit, don't choose me. Now I'm on the hook. Now I have to do all these things. Yeah.
So, I had to stand up and say something. I said something, very simple things, and after that, all people come to me to talk to me, and I realized how powerful public speaking is.
Yeah.
That's why I want to learn public speaking.
Right. So what did you learn at Toastmasters that maybe someone like me doesn't know?
Being confident about talking.
Mm-hmm.
Be confident to talk in front of people. Be confident to go to the stage without even thinking about what to say.
Right. So being confident is easy to say, but difficult to do. So how do you develop confidence?
How do I develop confidence? For me, it's a feeling. It's a feeling.
Can you just change your feeling and become confident?
Yeah, that's the way. There is a way to do it. But
Yeah.
it's my way is that I have to feel it first. I have to imagine. At the beginning, when I'm not confident, I have to imagine I being on the stage talking to people.
Right. So this is like image training, right? Like they
Image
say,
training.
Image training.
Yeah. So at the first time, you will be very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk on the stage for like 10 years, you feel nothing, right?
Right.
I just want to train myself in the image that I've been talking there for 10 years.
This is the worst podcast ever. But can you make yourself feel confident? Do you have a way to just like, okay, I'm just gonna be confident?
Do you remember the first time you swim in a swimming pool or swimming in the sea? The first time?
One of the first times, yes, I think I remember at the beach. Yeah,
Yeah. How do you feel?
yeah, scared. Oh, you mean the first time I actually was able to swim?
Yeah.
Oh, not first time I tried swimming. First time I was able to swim, yeah, I felt like kind of triumphant, like, yes!
Okay. So imagine you can swim in very well in a swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time you swim in the ocean, very deep ocean. How do you feel?
Yeah, probably scared, yeah. Actually, I think I remember being scared swimming in the ocean.
It's the same on stage.
Right.
What I do is I need to embrace the environment into me. Like my, how to say it, power area is not just here. Everything in the whole, that belongs to me. I need to feel that.
Yeah, that's interesting because I think you can just make yourself confident. There's some tricks you can do it. Like some people might think like I just said earlier, oh, easy to say, but you can't just like create confidence. I think you can. I think one of the things you just said, creating an image of yourself as doing something confident or being confident, because that's what a lot of athletes do, right? They imagine themselves sprinting and winning the race. And they imagine that like every day, all day for years.
Not well win, already won.
Yes, exactly. And so if you want to speak in front of an audience, you imagine yourself already doing it or having done it. You already finished the speech and you're confident and you imagine the confidence, and then that might not work every time, might not work at the beginning, but I think with practice it can work. And then the other way, the way you described as like engulfing, like I have the same idea, but for me it's pushing out.
Out. It's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of like. Yeah, maybe it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So I had just last week I played at a kind of big club in Kobe. We played live, and I was a little bit nervous because there's more people than we usually play in front of. There were also many musicians there, and it's a big place and a big stage. Normally we're like small stage places we've played like 20, 30 times, so we're really comfortable. This is like a little uncomfortable. So I was a little nervous. you know, and when you're nervous and your hands shake, if you're playing guitar, that's really bad.
Yes.
If you're singing, that's really bad. So I wasn't that nervous, but I was thinking, well, I'm a little bit nervous. So I just imagined myself like kind of like you said, like owning the room. It's like I've got to go out there. I've got to go out there and I've got to just be powerful and push my power to everybody.
Exactly like that, yeah.
And so that's what I did. I walked out there, I put the guitar on, I turned the volume up, and I just went like fuck you guys, and I just like, listen to this. I just started playing and kind of pushing myself out. And so, yeah, that works. For me, like speaking in front of people because I've been doing it so long is not a big deal.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, you get nervous. So, and also, of course, experience, right?
Yes.
The idea with Toastmasters is you have to speak every time you go, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I saw it on a YouTube video one time. They say like every time you go, and sometimes they play games like you choose a topic and you have to speak about this topic for 1 minute.
For 1 minute, immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so if you do that enough times and out of like discomfort, it's like, okay, talk about robots for 1 minute, go.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, if you can do that, you could probably talk about something you know well for 3 or 5 minutes, right? Yeah, easily. And then if you can increase it to like, you know, I don't know what other kind of like games they play at the Toastmasters, but maybe you can tell us some good ones. But if they then extend it to 2 minutes, okay, now everybody has 2 minutes. Now you have to talk about something you don't know about for 2 minutes. So like, okay, talk about shelves for 2 minutes, go. And then, so if you can do that for 2 minutes, probably you can talk about something you know about for 10 minutes, you know, and so you just make yourself uncomfortable a lot. And, you know, and then that's what I do in my classroom with my students. I know my students are uncomfortable. And sometimes I tell them, look, I know you're uncomfortable speaking English in front of each other. It's like nerve wracking. The more you do this, the better you're going to get. And so just be nervous. Like you said, embrace it. Embrace, you're just nervous. And then the more you do it, the less nervous you're going to be. And yeah, after 5 classes, 6 classes, then I'm like, okay, everybody talk about, you know, your weekend, you know, and then they just start talking. They're not nervous anymore. So
yeah. And learn how to tell stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to talk to you about today is real estate.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us all about real estate in Japan. Go. It's the Toastmasters.
That's a very big topic.
No, yeah. So first of all, why did you get interested in real estate, and then how did you become a real estate agent?
I'm a Chinese. That's why I like real estate. Every Chinese love real estate. It's like, if you want to become rich, go to the real estate industry. That's how we grow up with this kind of idea. So I think the first time I started to want to do real estate because of the poor dad, rich dad, poor dad.
Yep.
But at that time, I just graduated from school and my Japanese not that good. And always all these address, kanji, everything, it's so difficult for me. Yeah, kanji is kind of difficult too. Address is very difficult. I was doing exchange, exporting, importing. But I was thinking about, I want to buy a property and invest myself. But I don't have much money to do it. And I learned that I couldn't get along. Yes, foreigners cannot get along in Japan if you are not a residential.
Permanent resident.
Permanent resident. It is nearly, there's no chance for you to can get the loan if you are not permanent residents.
Yeah.
But foreigners can buy properties, own 100% properties, even if you don't have any visa, even if you just live overseas.
It's something many people don't know because there's so many laws in so many countries that prohibit people from buying things. But a lot of people don't know if you have money to buy a property, you can buy a property in Japan.
Yeah, cash. If you have cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I started to Airbnb. Then
did you start before the Japanese government really was strict with? Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
I learned about Airbnb from Lawrence.
Yep.
I was helping Lawrence, and then I worked with Lawrence. We had managed some Airbnb until the law comes out, and I have to get rid of all this because it's just too difficult to get a license.
What do you think about that? Do you think it should be difficult to get an Airbnb license, or was the government just screwing everybody because hotels were complaining or something like that? My take on it was government corruption, basically. The hotel owners in Japan were losing business to Airbnb owners, and so they complained to the government. And a lot of these rich people, they give money for campaigns for government officials, and then in exchange, it's not supposed to be in exchange, but in exchange they make laws that favor the people who give them money. That was my take on it, but it could be just a conspiracy theory. What do you think?
It depends on the city. Like Osaka is very welcoming Airbnbs.
Oh, really?
The regulation is not that bad.
Okay.
It's not difficult.
Where was your Airbnb? In Kyoto?
Osaka, but you still have to have people in the apartment all agree about you doing Airbnb, right?
Right,
That's
okay.
the thing. It's difficult. If it's a house, then it's fine. If you rent a place and the owner says okay, that's fine.
It's kind of interesting because, if, like, for example, if I spend like, $500,000, which is kind of normal in Japan to spend on a nice apartment, on a good apartment. If I spend $500,000 on an apartment and everybody in my apartment building spent $500,000 or more and we're all living in this building, and somebody buys an apartment and just lets anybody in every day, in and out, I might feel a little bit like, hey, wait a second, like, I thought we had like pretty like kind of safe community where anybody coming into the apartment through we call it auto lock. I don't know what it is in English, but the locked door in front of that you need a keypad or key to open.
Yeah.
So, I thought I was getting a secure place to live, and then somebody wants to make an Airbnb. I can understand how people in the building might think like, I don't want just any person coming in here anytime. So, yeah, but for places where there are a lot of buildings where most of the people who own the apartments don't live there, they're renting them out to other people. So people who own the apartment, that's one thing. But people who are renting apartments, if you have a building and everybody's renting, and you want to let people rent for Airbnb, we don't call it renting, we call it paying what do you call that? Accommodation fee. Then I think, yeah, that's totally fine because, but anyway, what do you think about all this?
Well, there are the tenants. Some tenants are long-term tenants. It's their home. It's the same. They will feel insecure if random people coming out in and out all the time.
Yeah. And I think most tourists are probably, very well behaved, but some are probably not, and they might be loud, and they might come in at 2 a.m. and they might not know how to work the get in, and then they're talking, hey, I can't open the door, and then they're calling you, and you're waking you up at 2 a.m. What? Oh, you have to input but I can't find the keypad or something like that. And then, I can understand how it can be problematic depending on the building.
Yeah, license helps to get the Airbnb thing all organized and getting under control.
Yeah. So do you think it's too strict though, or do you think it's reasonable?
It's depending on the region. I think Osaka is pretty reasonable.
Okay.
But Kyoto is very strict.
I see.
Yeah, there are such ridiculous laws in Kyoto that definitely that is preventing you to get more license.
I know you have at least one place in Kyoto. Are you renting it out or is it an Airbnb?
So I don't have my own Airbnb place anymore after the law comes.
Okay.
I started to work for Shiki Properties. Shiki Properties managing houses, managing Airbnbs, and we're getting the license
Okay.
all set up. So I started to work for Shiki from 2017. 8 years now.
Wow.
8 years. I was doing the same thing, managing Airbnb, people doing the reservation. that I changed job to work for Shiki, right? So it's more close to real estate. I really want to have more my own, like become a realtor so that I have more knowledge so that that will help me to earn more money. And also, after I earn more money, I have the cash to buy my own properties, right?
Yeah.
That's my goal.
And you want to get properties and rent them out, or you want to make Airbnbs?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I see.
It's investment, like real estate investment.
I see. So, wait. So, but you passed you have your real estate agent license, right?
Yeah, I passed it
okay.
in 2019. Finally,
Was that difficult?
it is very difficult. Even for Japanese people, the passing rate is 15%.
Wow.
It's really hard. I know it's hard. And I know that I have to fully 200% or probably 300% commitment. That's what you need to do it.
Yeah.
And Tony helped. Tony Robbins things helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that help?
I know after attending those seminars, I know that how to do it. You have to be committed. You have to find a good teacher. Yes. You have to believe in yourself. Brainwash yourself.
Brainwash yourself, yeah.
I've already passed it. I've already become a realtor. I'm already selling properties. That's how I was doing it every day.
That's great. Yeah, one thing, it's something I've been doing more and more now. I'm basically a lazy person. But I've had this idea of like constant effort. I got this from, do you know the actor? He was in The Wolf of Wall Street. He was in Moneyball. He was kind of like a fat guy who lost a lot of weight. Anyway, it'll come to me. I'll put it in the notes. Anyway, he had a shrink, a psychiatrist he was seeing. And he was so impressed by this psychiatrist that he wanted to make a movie about this, the tools this psychiatrist uses. Maybe you don't know, but psychiatrists, like Shinri Gakusha, I don't know, just in case, they're not allowed to give you advice on how to fix your problems. So let's say you're feeling something, you're feeling depressed or whatever, you have problems in your life, you come to me, I'm a psychiatrist, and you tell me your problems. I listen to your problems. I ask you questions. I ask you, and we try to find together where the source of the problem comes from, like some childhood trauma, or maybe when you were 14, this experience happened to you and then you lost confidence in yourself. And then you think like, yeah, that's true. But I don't tell you how to get confidence back. I don't tell you how to fix your life, even if it's super obvious. Like you come to me, it's like, oh, there's a person at work I don't get along with. And I just think like, this is the exact advice this person needs to fix the problem. But you're not allowed to do that. And the reason why is if I win your battle for you, then it's my victory. It's not yours. I have to help you come to the conclusion by yourself and do the answer for yourself to solve your own problem. So then you get the victory. So it makes sense. But this, psychiatrist, he thought, that is crazy. How can I send somebody who's hurting, somebody who's in pain out without giving them any help at all to improve their life? So he decided to go against actually the psychiatry world, against everything his teachers told him, and give people something that could help them. But he started with a really, I don't even know how we got in this topic, but anyway, this is good stuff. Constant effort. That was one of his tools.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy, one of the things he said was, he asked, what do you eat? And then people would say, oh, like run me through the week, like Monday, Tuesday, what do you eat? Oh yeah, I eat this and this and that. He said, okay, well, how about this week? You try 1 day no sugar. So that's something, he's not solving people's problems, but he's leaving them with something they can do that's very easy, that they can accomplish by themselves.
Break the pattern.
Yeah, exactly. It's breaking a pattern. And it's improving their life. And it's helping them take control of their life. They think, okay, can I quit sugar for 1 day a week? Then they come back and they've either failed at that mission or they've succeeded. And then they talk about that. And then, it's like, do you ever exercise? Because people didn't really know this until 5 or 10 years ago, but it has been found out that exercise is better than any antidepressant that psychiatrists are prescribing to their patients. People who exercise on a regular basis are not sad anymore. They're not depressed. Okay, now there are some deep depression. There's some people with real serious mental problems who are depressed. And okay, that's probably an exception. And depressed people aren't able to pick themselves up off the sofa to go exercise. Because, you and I could say, well, just go and exercise. But they're in such like a dark curtain that they can't see the same way that we can. But anyway, put that aside. It's been proven in many studies that people who were put on antidepressants and people who exercised, the exercise group actually felt better. And then they stopped taking the antidepressants. So anyway, this guy has a whole bunch of different tools. And one of them was constant effort. He's just like, you have to be making constant effort in your life. Don't slow down. Don't play video games. Don't do things that are a waste of time. Your whole life should just be constant effort. And I've actually put up a sign before. This is constant effort, just to remind myself, okay, now there's time that you can sit down and relax or whatever, and I still do that. But I noticed a lot of my life when I was spending this time relaxing, I wasn't truly relaxing because there were things that I knew I should be doing at that time. It's only after following 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and making a schedule where I scheduled everything during the week that I thought I should be doing, that I really had free time because it was like Wednesday afternoon, I didn't have anything scheduled. So I could should I be practicing guitar? No, I scheduled that. That's tomorrow night, I practice guitar. Should I be working out? No, I've scheduled all my working out. So once I had everything scheduled, I think we talked about this the first time we met, about 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So anyway, yeah, now when I'm relaxing, when I should be doing something else, I don't really feel relaxed. I feel future Brent looking at me going, fuckhead, get off the sofa. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be watching TV right now. You should be working on this YouTube video. You should be exercising. You should be doing whatever. But when I'm doing more effort at things and then I relaxed, I'm like, now I can actually really truly enjoy relaxing and watching a show because I don't have that voice saying you should be doing something else because I've already done some work on the other things. I've practiced guitar, I've done my YouTube video, I've worked out, and then I can actually
Have you ever procrastinate?
Oh, I procrastinate all the time, and that's the problem, and that's why I need to remind myself to do more effort. So going back, okay, so becoming a real estate agent, buying property. What else do you think people who live in Japan or are thinking about coming to Japan need to know about real estate?
There is a popular word called Akiya. A lot of people come to us, want to have an Akiya. They have a dream to have somewhere, a Japanese style home in the countryside, beautiful nature, like 1 million yen.
$10,000.
Yeah, 1 million or 3 million, whatever.
And it's possible, right?
It is possible.
But yeah,
you are buying a lot of trouble that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, it probably take even 0 yen to buy the property. Sometimes You see in the news that some area offer 0 yen, but you need to pay property tax later on. You need to
And how much
figure
is
out-
property tax per year? It could be something like 12 Juniman.
It depends on the size of the property. It can be 12만, it can be 44만, it can be just 1만, 2만.
So we're talking
size.
anywhere between 1,000 to 5,000 a year for property taxes. And somebody in the United States might think, that's a joke, that's nothing. But at least people need to know this because it's not just free land. You're not buying land, right? Or even if you're buying the land, you still
Land
need to
and
pay
property.
tax.
You
on
need to
top of
pay
it.
the property tax of the land and the property of the building.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And then you need to get a renovation staff to go there to do the renovation job, company to do the renovation. If it's out of nowhere, that means you find someone in a city and drive there and do all the job. And that's gonna cost you a lot. And also, some people want to use it as a short-term rental. Nobody's gonna go there. Who's gonna manage that property? You're gonna manage the property for you? If you can live there, yeah, you probably can manage by yourself. It's totally fine. But many cases that they just want to visit when they have time. They want to visit Japan and use that property. Otherwise, they just want to rent it out. But no management company want to manage out there in the countryside.
Yeah.
If you don't use that property, even if you renovate it, after 5 years, they're getting just getting worse and worse the condition because you don't use it, then it's a waste.
Right. So
And also,
Yep.
if you are thinking about living in the countryside by yourself and you know nothing about Japanese, you know nothing about Japanese culture, it's the countryside that people don't know much about foreigners. So the city office, not really city office, what do you call it in the countryside?
Yeah, that is about the town office.
Town
yeah.
office, they probably don't know how to deal with all these paperwork for you. Then the neighbors are really local people, really close to each other. I don't know if can be accepted by them.
Yeah, the best thing you could hope for is they're like, these foreign people moved in. Like they will not speak English. Almost 99% will not speak English. And they might think like, oh, wow, some foreign people moved in and we want to be nice to them. Even we don't speak, they might bring you some cucumbers or something like that. And that's probably the best you could hope for. But yeah, if you want the real Japan, go to somewhere rural. Nobody will speak any English. Some people maybe even never have seen a foreigner in front of them. And if there's any like bar or something like that, you go there, you're going to get the real Japanese experience. But nobody's going to be able to speak to you. But yeah, those are all good points. The city office is not going to know what to do with you. You're going to have to hire somebody to do all the paperwork for you, right?
And also hospital thing. Probably there's not many clinic around.
Right. So you're going to need to buy transportation also.
Yes.
Then you're going to need to get a Japanese driver's license.
Yes.
Unless you're going to go back to the States or Canada or Europe or whatever and renew your international driver's license. But you can only do that, I think, once or something like that. You can't just permanently drive in Japan with an international driver's license for 10 years. I think it's only 1 year, depending on the country. Yeah, okay, good. What else should people know about?
Well, if you're not looking for property in countryside city, then the price is not going to be like 5 million. Or well, there will be 5 million properties too, but it's really bolo, how to say it in English? Bolo. Run down.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's not in a good location. It's probably not rebuildable because it's not in front of a proper road. It might not be rebuildable.
Yeah.
But if it's a very good location, like central Kyoto, close to Kyoto Station or close to Kiyomizu, some area, even if it's not rebuildable, you still can rent it out with no problem. Then you can have some returns. But it's in a very shitty location and it's not rebuildable, and the house is like dark, with all these like cockroaches and mice everywhere, then you're just wasting your time, wasting your money to buy this property and don't know how to get rid of it.
Right. So do you think for somebody, if somebody's like dream is to live in the countryside in Japan and they're like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to move our family to Japan. Let's say they have enough money to do that. And maybe they can work remotely. They have some remote job. They're like a journalist or something like that or whatever. They decide, okay, we're going to learn Japanese. We're going to get Japanese lessons. Do you think it could work for somebody like that?
I recommend rent a place for a year or two and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's great advice. You could rent a place in the countryside. It might be fairly cheap to rent a place, and maybe even rent a place in a small town or a small city or outside a city. Then even if it's just an apartment, then you can see how Japan life is. You'll still have enough convenience around you. Then you can see some real estate agents and they'll take you to some places out in the country, and then you can spend that year shopping and finding out, learning about things. Sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The people feel when the feeling when you visit in Japan is different from when you're living in Japan. When you work for Japanese people, it's totally different.
Oh, yeah. I've always said, if I were Japanese, I would not want to live in Japan because there's so many obligations expected of you, and life can be tough with like overtime and like not paid overtime. And, this happens everywhere in the world, but like it's pretty strict. The senpai kohai, the mentor mentee relationship, and in Japan you can't say no to people and stuff. Places like Europe, France, Germany, whatever, if your boss like asks you, oh, can you work overtime tonight, you just say no. There's nothing they can do about it. You say no, you have to respect my private time. And something like that. Or if they call you now in Germany, your boss, and I think France, your bosses are not allowed to call you or email you outside of work time. It's a law. So after you go home at 5:30, if there's some emergency at the company where they need somebody to do some extra work or look something up or call somebody in the United States, whomever, has to wait. But not in Japan. You're on call all the time. Yeah. Okay, going to Japan. Okay. Oh, so no. Let's stay on this. So you work for a Japanese company?
No, I work for international team. Well, it's a Japanese company because it's set up in Japan. But the CEO, the founder, is half Australian, half Japanese. And he's born in Australia. His blood is totally Australian. He's not Japanese at all. But he speaks quite good Japanese.
Okay. So that's good. So you have like not a crazy Japanese style
Totally
working.
no.
Yeah, okay.
No,
good.
the culture is more like international, like foreign culture. We have some Japanese staff, not much. Many people are from America, from Australia, from China, from Taiwan, from Nepal, from Sweden, just different places.
I've been really lucky because when I came to Japan, the English language school that hired me and brought me over to Japan was run by an American guy. So it was very much an American situation with some Japanese influence. Kind of like taking the good parts of Japan. And then that company, he left to Japan, and then the company was taken over by his secretary. So she had a very international mind because she was working with him for 20 years or whatever. Then when I started working at university, basically I was in English departments and we're supposed to be international, and people never told me what to do, what to teach. I just have to show up in the class on time, teach something, and That's it. So I've had it really good here, but I know that some people who come and work for Japanese companies, they had it really bad. My friend Chris, he was on an earlier podcast. He talks a little bit about what it's like working for a Japanese company, and it is not nice. What about the rest of your life? Do you think you live more like a strange question, but do you think you live still more like a Chinese person? Do you live more like Japanese, or are you kind of international? And I mean, like when at home here, I almost never eat Japanese food. So I don't live like a Japanese life. I go out for Japanese food. I make things like meat, vegetables, like steak and broccoli, or recently I've just been eating mostly meat. So I'll just have, like, today my lunch was pork chops. That's all I ate. Tonight, actually, I still have leftovers from my party, so I'm eating tacos all week. But so there you go, tacos, chicken breast, and spinach and stuff like that. So, but how about you at home? Like, what is your lifestyle like?
I'm not good at cooking at all.
Okay, that answers that question. So when you go out to eat, are you like, oh man,
Asian
I want
food.
Yeah, Asian. So
I love Asian food.
So it's like stir-fried rice. It's like Indonesian, Chinese, stuff like that. Japanese.
Oh, not Japanese actually. Well, sometimes Japanese if I run out of choice. I like Vietnamese food. I like Thai food. I like Indian food.
And what do you think about those foods in Japan? Do you think that they're Japanized?
Some are Japanese, some are not. Like I live in Namba, Osaka. There are very good local, like authentic food there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find those places, especially if you live in Japan. This is for them, not you.
Yeah.
But if you live in Japan, you're going to end up having international friends. You're just going to, by being at certain bars or by knowing people or by knowing me or whatever, you're going to meet Chinese people, Taiwanese people, Thai people, whatever. And they know the places to go for the real stuff. Yeah. And so I'm sure it's like you have Thai friends, you have Vietnamese friends, and they're like, oh, you have to go to this restaurant. Yeah. Or do you find it yourself?
My case, because there's so many Vietnamese people around in Namba, living in Namba. Chinese, definitely, I know what is a good Chinese food.
Right.
Thai food too. I just search online, like Google Map, Thai food. And there were so many Thai foods around. Go one by one. Oh, well, I can identify what is Japanese style Thai food from the photo.
Yeah. Also, like I recommend if you're walking around, like if you're in Japan, you just feel like, okay, I don't want any more sushi or okonomiyaki. I want to eat something else.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell by like when you look in the place and you see like the plastic tables and chairs. And,
exactly. That's
like
authentic.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is the Thai place. But sometimes when it looks too nice, it's kind of like made to be like the gorgeous kind of place. And mostly Japanese people are going to go there because it's very clean and nice atmosphere. And then they're going to have like, even if you order something spicy, it's going to be like not spicy at all.
Yeah.
I'll have like number 3 and then you get it. It's like, this is nothing. So, so as for Japanese food, you don't eat Japanese food very much or?
Not that much. Sometimes I do, especially in Kyoto because there are not many choices in Kyoto compared to Osaka. So, I would just search teishoku. Kyoto food is so expensive. Lunch it's so difficult to find a good a proper lunch. It's more like it looks beautiful. It's a small portion and it's expensive.
I see. Okay, so you're not, of course, I mean, it's really good food. You're just saying that it's like the same teishoku in Osaka or Kobe would probably be more food, less price.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Do you think this is the influence of tourism? Is that why they're doing that?
I think so. Well, and also Kyoto itself, there's not many population than Osaka, so there's not many restaurants compared to Osaka.
Yeah, of course, that's true. But in my experience, I haven't found that. I found that like when you go to a place, they serve. I haven't been to places where I thought, oh, they've increased the prices because of tourism. This is not a good deal. This should be 1,000 yen, but it's 1,600 yen. But then again, I don't go to Kyoto much, and you live there, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure it is about tourism. It's just like that from the beginning.
Oh,
Osaka is more down to earth people, and they just eat a lot. I don't know. Probably that's why. And also more restaurants means more competition.
Right.
So they have to be better.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, I always give this unsolicited advice. Oh, by the way, the word you mentioned earlier, teishoku, means like a set meal.
Yes.
So, and that's like the best way to go. If I were visiting Japan and I were on a budget, I would eat lunch at restaurants, and then, and then in the evening I would go to a supermarket and just get a bunch of stuff and eat it in my hotel room, because lunches are really cheap. Like basically the same teishoku you get for 1,000 yen in at least in Osaka would probably be 2,000 yen for dinner. The same stuff, But lunches are really, really cheap. You can even get like 700 or 800 yen. You get miso soup and rice and some kind of meat and like 3 or 4 kinds of vegetables and Japanese pickles and free all you can drink tea. And sometimes all you can eat rice. You can just say, can I have another rice? Can I have another rice? More miso soup? For 800 yen, 1,000 yen, which is like $6, $7. Anyway, so yeah, definitely going to like, unsolicited advice. So if I see somebody who's like lost in a station or whatever, I'll say like, where are you going? And like Kyoto, it's like, yeah, take this train. And so I'll often just say, and by the way, every restaurant in Japan is good. Because people might be thinking like, is this place any good? Or is people going to rip me off or, whatever? It's like, no, because every restaurant is at least good or very good in Japan to excellent. Because, especially in Osaka, like you said, the competition, if a restaurant is charging too much or giving too little or the food isn't that good, they're going to go out of business. People won't go back. So that's why every restaurant you go to in Japan is basically good, because if it weren't good, they will go out of business pretty quickly. So, yeah, I mean, that might be different. This is where maybe the tourism might kick in. There may be enough tourists to keep a restaurant in a good location going, even though the portions are too small or the price is too high. But somewhere in Osaka, where most of the people eating out are Osakans, then you can't do that to people.
Unless Namba area, I can see that Shinsaibashi, that Dotomori area, I can see the price is quite high. And it's just normal things, but the price is just too high.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I typically don't eat there. And I guess that's true for everywhere, because because I like to go to Italy, and then people always say like, oh, don't go to the places like near the plaza, near the big church or near the castle or whatever. Don't go to those places because they rip off tourists and they're no good. Well, I've been to a couple of those places because I want to sit outside looking at the big church, and I'll pay 300 yen more, up $3, €3 or €4 more for a plate of pasta. Should be €8, but I'll pay €12 because I get to see this thing. And I've never been disappointed by the food. Because what the fuck do I know about Italian food? I'm not an Italian food expert, and neither are you, whoever tourist you are. You don't know what the fuck is good Italian food. Come on. But I mean, I've eaten at really good places, and I've eaten at the mama papa shops in Italy where, it's like really authentic. Nobody speaks English, just no English menu, whatever. I've eaten at those places, and maybe the pasta was, but I mean, how good can pasta get? Maybe the pasta was better than at the tourist place, but it wasn't disappointing. I've never had a disappointing. No, that's not true. I had one disappointing meal, but but it wasn't in one of those places that are near the church or whatever like that. So I think in Japan,
there's no bad food. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, but if you want the authentic place, don't eat right on Dotonbori or, don't just go one street over. and go to whatever okonomiyaki with the big okonomiyaki sign. It's like the side, like 3 meters wide okonomiyaki with the big spatula. Maybe don't go to that place. Look up okonomiyaki on your phone and go to the one that's 1 or 2 streets over. Yeah, every okonomiyaki place in Osaka is going to be good. But if you want to stay away from the tourist ones that might charge more money, yeah, just walk 2 blocks and then you'll be at that kind of place. You have any like insider information about like tourist things like that maybe tourists coming to Japan want to know or should know that yeah, about like restaurants, sightseeing, about places that everybody says you should go, but maybe you shouldn't, or places that people say you shouldn't go that you think they should, or what? You have any like tips?
The opposite. I want people to tell me because I live in Japan, living in Osaka too long. Like I don't feel anything attractive to me anymore. So, but instead of go to Kiyomizu-Terra, you probably should go. Everyone goes. Definitely the first time. But there are other places in the north side of Kyoto that is beautiful and not many people at all.
Yeah.
Yes, just go around and look at it. Look at a Google map and see the temples and see the reviews of the temples, and then just go have a look. Go walk around the town. Kyoto town itself is there's so many machiyas, and I think people will be interested in looking at it. I'm just walking around all the time. I don't feel that anymore.
Yeah.
But I think people outside of Japan, the first time walking down the street will feel interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think put in your brain there's going to be 1 million people and go to Kiyomizu-Terra.
Yeah.
You have to go at least once. And so, yeah, just put out, it's crowded,
Uji.
go there, crowded. Yeah.
Uji is good.
Yep.
City is cute. I
Yep.
love the river. It's, I think it's better than Kamogawa. It's
Oh, yeah, I
more-
think so
even
too.
more beautiful.
Yeah. So I think you have to go to Kiyomizu-Terra once, but I totally agree. The Eikando, and the other one I always go to near there, within walking distance of Kiyomizu-Terra, there's other really beautiful small temples that you should go to. Eikando is maybe my favorite temple, and what is the other one? It starts with A also. And then another great tip is find the philosopher's path, Tetsugaku no Michi, and just walk up it. It's a really beautiful little stream, and you walk up there, and then you get to Ginkakuji, which is also probably worth a visit. But yeah, I totally agree. And if you want to, after you've been to the major places, look at a map and choose a place that is like small place away from whatever.
Close to the
I've
mountains.
never been disappointed by a temple in Japan. They're
Yeah.
always great, even if they're little small places. Like they're always super nice. Yeah. Any other tips?
Do you know Miyama? It's the north side of Kyoto.
Miyama.
Yeah, north side.
No, I know near Kokusai. It's like the Kokusai Kaikan.
That's even more north side.
Oh, okay.
Probably it's not Kyoto City anymore. Miyama-shi, Miyama. Do you know the Shirakawa-ko? It's very famous.
Yes.
It's in Gifu.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
like interesting Japanese style, big roof.
Yeah.
The same kind of house that's in Miyama too.
They talk about like a chalet style house.
Yeah.
They call it gasho tsukuri. Gasho means hands
Hand.
in prayer.
Yeah.
Gasho. Yeah, so it's like a chalet type too, because there's a lot of snow in that area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Miyama is like that.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah. And another good tip is, I think it's Oyama, which is the northern part of Kyoto, right? Did I have it right? Oyama?
I'm not sure.
But anyway, you go to the northern part of Kyoto and there are onsen there and ryokan that you can look up and stay at, and they will serve you. You wear the yukata if it's summertime, or the jinbei in wintertime, and they serve the really gorgeous. You have the grilled fish and the miso soup and all that stuff's all freshly made, and you sleep on the tatami mats, and there's streams nearby. It's really beautiful. I especially recommend, of course, during cherry blossom season and during autumn leaf season. Yeah, those are great.
And Koyasan, it's totally different. It's not Kyoto, it's Wakayama. Koyasan, it's a mountain temple village.
Yeah. Maybe you don't know this, but all tourists know about that place now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
until about 10 years ago, like I think most people didn't know. Until 15 years ago, I had no idea about it. And then, this girlfriend I had said like, hey, let's go to this place. And I was like, okay, let's go. And we went, and I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. Yeah, so it's another place I recommend going, even though there's a lot of people. But, book in advance.
You can stay in a temple,
Yeah, I recommend that too. Yeah, stay in a temple and
experience the Zen meditation.
yeah, I have a really funny story because we got there in the afternoon, and I was really hungry because I hadn't had lunch yet. But it was like 3:00, and I said, "Is there any?" I asked the priest. I asked the priest at the temple, or the monk, whatever. I said, "Is there any place I can eat around here?" And he said, like, "Yeah, just go over here, and in town there might be a place open." I was like, "Okay, thanks." And he said, "What time do you want to have dinner?" And I was like, "Well, as late as possible." So he goes, 6:30. I was like, "Well, no, it's like 3:00 now, and I'm gonna have lunch, so like late." So he goes, 7:00. I'm like, is that the latest? He goes, yeah. And of course, I wasn't thinking, because these guys are in bed at 9 because they wake up at 4 or 3, right? Because the 3 or 4 o'clock, because they wake up and then they do some whatever chores, and then they do their morning prayers, which you can go and see if you want, if you stay at one of these places.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, 7:00. So anyway, we go eat. I didn't eat much. We came back, and we went in the bath. It wasn't a real hot spring. We went in the bath and then put on our yukata, and we had dinner. So luckily, our place served beer, which was really great, because most places don't, because monks are not allowed to drink beer. So typically they don't have beer. They're not allowed to drink. Yes, true. But they served beer, and which was great. And I really don't mind the shojin ryori, the monk food, because they make some things that kind of are meat-like. They make the tofu that are kind of like yakitori, grilled chicken or whatever.
I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing meal. I don't miss meat at all at that time. And then, yeah, and plus I had beer, so I was good. Okay, so we're finishing up dinner, and the girl comes in and she says, okay, so would you like the dessert now? And I was like, well, no, because we're still eating. I still have a beer. And she said, okay. 5 minutes later, she comes with dessert. It's like, okay. And she said, like, can I clear this out now? I was like, well, no, we're still eating, and we're going to eat dessert. She comes back 10 minutes later and just starts moving the table out of the way.
Huh?
Yeah. And it was like, then she's like, I'm going to put out the futon. And again, it's like, well, no, because we're just relaxing, and I think I had a movie on my laptop or something like that. She comes back 10 minutes later, just starts putting out the futon beside us, and I was like, we had to move out of the way, because they're trying to like get everything ready to clean up before 9:00, because these guys got to go to bed. So they were just ignoring whatever we wanted. They were asking, but it wasn't really asking. They were kind of telling us like, okay, get the fuck out of the way, because we're bringing out the futon now.
Yeah.
Have you stayed in Koyasan?
Yes.
What season did you stay?
Several times. I stayed in wintertime. I stayed in springtime. Autumn time? Yeah, probably.
I went in autumn, and it was amazing. So it was like end of November. And I hate winter, but I really want to go there in winter, because it looks
cold,
so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing, our room had a little heater in it, but the bathroom was like shared bathroom. So as soon as you leave, it's like, it's like 0 degrees outside, because it's in the mountains.
Yes.
And even though it was late November, it was 0 degrees. And so you're like, Jesus Christ, you got to go to the washroom. And the bath too. When you go to the bath, you're just like taking everything off. It's like, it's cold. Then you get in the water. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. Then so that was, when you wake up to go to the washroom at 3 a.m, it's like, oh my God, I wish I could hold it. But yeah. Okay. Well, great. Thanks. It's always great talking to you. I wish we could do it more often. Actually, we probably should try to do it more often. But yeah, it's good. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
But before that, I just want to correct you a little bit
about please.
The beer. Monks drinks beer too.
Oh, yes, but okay. So people watching would know the face that you made, but people didn't watching. You made a face like. They're not supposed to drink beer, but they do. They do.
Because I used to be a model. The model agency owner is also a nun in Koyasan.
Oh, right.
That's why I go to Koyasan and stay there at her place. And I don't know when you went there, but when I went there, they smoke, they talk, they drink, and they have the little bar, and they invited us to, and then they drink together.
Wow. Well, I was playing jazz a long time ago in Himeji, and one of the sax player, Johnny, he was a monk, and he drank beer and all the time too. But that is they're kind of like the loose, sort of like they live in a normal house, but they have the job of a monk where they go around and they do the
I heard from other person saying that monks in Japan is not religious. It's a job. It's a profession.
Kind of, yes. Yeah, it can be. The people at Koyasan, they're kind of like the real monks, and they're like constantly in training, and that is kind of like being in a monastery, and then those people are really not supposed to drink, even though sometimes there's a scandal. I don't know if I don't watch Japanese news much, but I heard about there was a scandal one time where they found these monks from a place like Koyasan. They were out at a bar and there was a camera on them, and then it was like a big scandal. It made the news because these monks are not supposed to be drinking, not supposed to be in a bar, but they were drinking. But I think who cares? But these like super serious guys at Koyasan. So and also I was kind of saying, like, if you stay at one of these places, don't expect you're going to be able to drink. So maybe you should bring your own beer or something like that because my place served beer, but I thought that was normal, but I found out from a whole bunch of other people, there's like, no, they don't serve beer. It's like, well, my place served beer. It's like, no, they're not allowed to serve beer. It's like, well, my place served beer. So maybe I found like the one place in Koyasan that didn't care and they served beer. But yeah. So tip, bring your own beer, maybe. Bring a cooler or something like that. Yeah. Keep it outside your window. Yeah. Okay, well, Yi, thanks a lot. It was great talking to you.
My pleasure.
It's brave of you to come on the podcast, not being a real native speaker. And I want to say that because some Japanese people I've asked, because I want to get more Japanese people on here, because I don't want all foreigners talking about Japan. I want Japanese people to hear it directly from them, but they're very shy about their English. So yeah, I'm hoping that my friend Masashi, he came on the podcast, and other people whose first language is not English have come on the podcast. So I hope that gives confidence to Japanese people who I've asked, like Sonoko, and there's some belly dancers I want to get on here to and talk about that, and talk about, of course, just normal things about Japan. So I hope this gives them some confidence to come on it. So thanks. Great. Oh yeah, of course, like and subscribe and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you have any questions, ask so that we know what to tell you.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Put it in the comments, and if I don't say what you want to hear, then tell me what you want to hear, and I'll put it in future podcasts. Yeah. Okay, great.